Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you don't already know, my name is Chelsea Doncon. It is such a pleasure to be here with you today. We are going to be doing a wear test and review on the Charlotte Tilbury setting spray, which I'm super excited to do because let me tell you. So I had this day where I wore this setting spray. They were both new to me. I wore this setting spray and then I wore the Beauty Blender Bounce Powder, which I did a separate review on. I will link it. I'll link it here. If you haven't seen it already, you can check it out. But on this day, I ended up crying. Like, what's new? But when I cried, my makeup melted off and I was wearing waterproof foundation and everything that I had worn before has like never melted from crying. So I was like, what the heck? This has to either be the setting spray or the powder. I was thinking it must be the powder because the powder literally liquefied on my face, as did my foundation. And wherever I had tears, it just melted away. Like literally just fully came off my face. It was wild. I've never experienced anything like that before. So I was like, oh boy, I really need to figure out which product did this because like I can't go out like this. If it rains, my makeup will come off. If it snows and it's like a heavy snow that's hitting my face, my makeup will literally just melt away and I will have spaces on my face that once had makeup that no longer did. So I wore the powder in that video that I linked and I had a real good cry and my makeup did not melt. It barely even budged, which leads me to believe that it was just this setting spray, which like should not happen from a setting spray because a setting spray is supposed to make your makeup last. And Charlotte Tilbury, like I don't want to believe it's this setting spray because her products are so amazing, right? And I love them so much, but I think like the only thing that it could be is this. So I'm going to read to you about this. Then I'm going to put it on this half of my face for the day. I have a bunch of stuff I have to do, so I have to go out, wear a mask. We'll see how transfer proof it is with the setting spray compared to the half that doesn't have it. And then I'm gonna have to figure out a way to make myself cry because I just don't really feel like crying today, but it's gonna have to happen so that we can see if my face melts off with this. Because if so, then it's gonna be a huge no for me, dog, and we're gonna immediately need to return it. So I'm gonna read to you about it really quickly. So this is the Charlotte Tilbury, if I could say it properly. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. I got the 100 ml and it is $41 Canadian. And it is a hydrating alcohol and oil-free spray that weightlessly sets makeup for up to 16 hours without melting, fading, or settling into fine lines. The highlighted ingredients are film former polymers for a strong but flexible, breathable film across the skin to keep makeup in place. Japanese green tea, which supports the natural moisture barrier for softer, hydrated skin, and aromatic resin, which blurs the appearance of pores. So what else you might need to know is from Charlotte's award-winning Airbrush Flawless Finish collection, this multitasking lightweight spray provides the perfect canvas for makeup application, instantly locks in your look with a flawless pore blurring finish. It also features a delicate floral scent and it says clinical results in a 1-week test with 100 women. 94% agreed the product improves makeup longevity, 99% agreed the product creates a weightless veil, and 96% agreed the product weightlessly sets your makeup. And for how to use, you shake it well, hold 6 to 8 inches away and mist over your entire face. Use before and after applying makeup. So I already put it onto this half of my face before I put my makeup on. I do have to say, like, I absolutely love the packaging of it. Charlotte always has amazing packaging though. Just makes you feel like really fancy, like really you are that rich bitch, you know? And like, who doesn't want to feel that type of vibe? But and I also actually really enjoy that the packaging is see-through because you can always see how much product you have. I also do really like the scent of it. I know some people had said that the scent was a bit too much for them and they can be aggravated by scent, but for me, it just makes me feel really fancy because it is kind of rose and like I'm very into that right now, and it just makes me feel like when I put it on. So we are going to spray this onto my face, and then I'm going to go about my day and we will check back in later. So I'm just going to give it a good shake first. I really hope it's not this product. I really hope that it was just a one-off day where like something weird just happened, but I don't think so. I should also say that before this, I had retried, I used to use the Urban Decay All-Nighter years ago, and I retried it before I had tried the Charlotte setting spray, and it made my face break out so insanely. So I had to return it because like, no, just no. Everything about making my face break out is a no. And it just made it feel so gross. And I actually found that it made my makeup look more oily and greasy throughout the day. So I have used this one a few times already, and it doesn't make my face feel that way. It doesn't make it look greasy and oily and gross. It really is comfortable to wear. It's just that like my makeup melted when I cried. So but compared to the Urban Decay All-Nighter, I like this one way better. It's just a matter of if my face is gonna melt again. Oh, so I should also let you know on the back of the bottle, it says primes and sets for up to 16 hours, instantly locks in your look for makeup magic that looks just applied, no melting, no fading, no creasing. So, except for potentially if you cry. So I'm just going to put this over this other half of my face now, just so that we can make sure we're only getting the spray on the one half. Yeah, I think the scent is very nice. I feel like the scent makes you feel when you put it on like you're at a very fancy spa and like you are very just, you know, wealthy and you do everything with roses. I don't know why rose scent makes me feel like I'm very like, you know, just so fancy, just so rich, just so luxurious, but it really does. So when I put this on, it's not just like, oh, I'm putting on a setting spray, cool, like now my face is set. It's literally an experience for me. So I really want to be able to keep it, but we will see how it goes. My face is pretty much dry now. So this is how it looks. I'll show you maybe a close-up. This is the side with the setting spray. That's what it's looking like right now. And then this is the side without the setting spray. So you can see that it does just kind of melt your makeup, make you look more pore-free. I didn't put any kind of primer on this side. So that is just how the makeup looks without the spray. And then this side. So this does look better close up so far, but we're gonna see how it goes throughout the day. So I am gonna head out and go do all my errands, and then I will check back in with you guys in a bit. And I should say it is now 11:25 when I put the final layer on. The first layer I put on at around 10:30. So an hour in between. But we'll go with 11:30 as being our official first check-in, because that's when this has been applied over top of all of everything. So I will see you guys in a bit. We are back. The time is 5:04, so it's been just over 5.5 hours since we saw each other. So what I've really noticed, and I literally just got home. I left as soon as I finished filming. So I've been in a mask, like in and out of it all day, but mainly in it for like around 5 hours. So I have not noticed a very huge difference between the two sides of my face. This side having the Charlotte Tilbury setting spray and this side having none. If you look close up at my nose, you can see both sides have worn off pretty evenly. Like I typically get some wear off on my nose right in these two lines from my mask. And both sides did that with and without setting spray. My upper lip, the setting spray side may have lasted a slight bit better than this side. But also is that because I have that piercing there, so the mask can kind of catch and rub a bit more. But this is what this cheek looks like. And chin. And forehead. And then this is the non-setting spray side. So cheek, chin, and forehead. So you can see that it all looks very similar. Like you really cannot see a difference in the two. In this lighting, the non-setting spray side, my pores just in here might look the slightest bit bigger, but I did really look well in the mirror, and in the mirror, they look to be about the same. So that is the check-in. The only real difference that I noticed so far between the two sides is that the side with the Charlotte Tilbury spray feels the slightest bit heavier and feels the slightest bit drier and almost more stiff, whereas this side feels a slight bit more comfortable. But if you're looking for a setting spray that's actually going to set and leave your face there, then you could expect to feel somewhat of that. But like, do you really need the setting spray then if it's really not making that big of a difference? And once I actually pull back on camera, it actually looks like the setting spray side of my nose wore off a bit more than the non-setting spray side. So at this point, I don't really notice a difference, except that the non-setting spray side is more comfortable. I am going to torture myself now for you guys by working out because I typically work out first thing in the morning when I get out of bed before I do anything else, so I can just get it done and over with so I can enjoy my day. But I thought to myself, I better test this when I'm sweating. So I've been dreading it all day, and now I'm finally home and have to find the energy within myself to work out. But it's all for you guys, so we'll call it a pleasure. And then we will check back in a few hours from now to see how the workout went, and hopefully I can make myself cry and see how that goes. So I will see you guys in a bit. We are back. It is now 7:34. I have worked out. I got nice and sweaty. So now you can see that the only difference is that on the side with my Charlotte Tilbury setting spray, my mascara is starting to transfer. And I made sure to use waterproof mascara today just to really test this out. So on my Charlotte Tilbury setting spray side, there's no transfer. And this dot is not actually transfer. It's just because when I was putting my mascara on, I made a mess. So that's the big difference. Looking up close, like I did get sweaty. I did let it drip. You can't really see anything. It doesn't appear to have melted anything away. And then this is the non-Charlotte side. So They really honestly look very, very similar. If you had no idea I was doing this, you wouldn't have a clue. Except for the fact that this is now transferring. Which, like, do I love that? No, most definitely not. So, now the final thing left to do is try make myself cry. I am such a natural blonde that I just figured out today, tonight, that I should just be buying eye drops for this instead of literally having to watch things that make me sad so I'm crying. But we're gonna do it. And guys, if it doesn't melt, then I don't know what to say. Then like, was it just a weird one-off situation? Because I thought it might melt from the sweat, but like maybe it just wasn't enough. So I'm gonna hop off camera. I'm gonna try watch some things that make me sad because I'm not in the mood for crying. So I can't just make it happen today. And then we will be back. Okay, so mission accomplished. On this side, I don't know if you can see it on camera, but the makeup definitely started to melt. And this is my Charlotte Tilbury setting spray side. So I'm just gonna try to stretch my face so you can see. There's like chunks where it's missing under my eyes. And then around my lip area, you can also see where it's really melted. Like in this area, because it dripped a lot. And yeah, up here you can kind of in this lighting more so see it where it's like very patchy. Then this is the side without the setting spray. Now you can see there's like a line where the makeup has worn off from the tears, but it doesn't look like it's melted. Like here it just looks like, okay, that's like a tear line, right? Whereas here it actually looks melted. And then on this one without the setting spray, under my eye is still pretty much fully intact. Whereas this one is not. This one looks bad. Like it looks worse for sure. And from far away, you can see like the melting around my lip a bit more on the setting spray side than what you can. Yeah, you can see the melting on the lip. Maybe the tear line on this one looks like a bit more dramatic. Is that just how the light's hitting it though? Let me look in the mirror. Okay, in the mirror, because everything looks so different in person. In the mirror, this one, the side with the Charlotte Tilbury, that was so hard to say, with the Charlotte Tilbury setting spray, the tear line actually looks way more emphasized than this side does. So yeah, that lip melting really wasn't good. And like as it's drying, when I hopped back on camera, the tears were still a bit wet. As it's drying, this is starting to look even worse. If you can see that, I'll just kind of try and move my head around a bit. It looks really bad under there. Like I would be embarrassed to be in public like that. Whereas this side, like you could kind of just like smush this out a bit if you like rubbed it. But under here, it looks totally fine. So this leads me to believe that my theory was correct, that it's actually my Charlotte Tilbury setting spray that is making my face melt when I cry. I did also realize that I'm not wearing the same foundation I wore the first time it melted. So I was thinking maybe it was the foundation, but it did in fact melt. So I think that with the other foundation I was wearing the other time, it melted even more. Guys, like it was a soupy, disgusting mess on my face. I think that foundation didn't help it. That foundation probably wasn't the best foundation to do a cry in, but I am for sure convinced now that it is my Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray that is melting me when I cry. Not so much after I sweat at like a gym, that seems to be fine for some reason, but maybe because crying is like more saturated and it just kind of sits there and then like works in with this. So for me, because of this and because of this, oh, I should do one more test. Let's try, because it's supposed to really lock your makeup in, right? Let's try rubbing my face and seeing if either side ends up having more or less makeup taken off. On my fingers, it looks pretty equivalent. Okay, so it actually looks like all my blush, and these lights are so bright. Give me 2 seconds. Okay, so definitely more came off on this side, and it looks like it totally removed my blush and my bronzer, whereas this side still looks like it has a bit of blush and a bit of bronzer. And like I'm rubbing them both pretty good, you can see. Yeah, and again, this side, more makeup came off, and it had the setting spray on this side and not on this side. So because of that, and because of this and this product, unfortunately, as much as I wanted to love it, and I do love it, it just doesn't work for me. So as much as I wanted it to work for me, it's gonna be a no for me, dog, because like I can't justify $41 for. What I love about this is the experience of it. So mainly I love the packaging, and I love the scent of it when you put it on, because it makes me feel like a rich bitch. And so, but am I there yet in life? No. And could I just get a like rose water facial spray for like $30 cheaper that's going to be nicely scented and do the same thing for me? 1,000%. So because of that, this is a no for me. Maybe at one point in my life, this will become a yes for me. But considering the fact that it like melts my makeup, I think it's always going to be a no for me. Unless I just wanted to go for the rich bitch vibe, and then I would just spray it on my face on days where I wasn't wearing makeup, just for the experience of it. But at this point, no. So I'm so sad. Like, I think this might actually be the product I'm most sad about, that it didn't work for me and that I didn't, it didn't live up to the expectations. So this little guy is going to be going back, unfortunately. I really want to be done with these crying tests for you now, guys, unless I'm smart enough to just get eye drops for the next one, because like crying is really not that fun, and the things I have to watch to make me cry are really not that fun. So, but I did it because I love you, and I want you to know what you should be getting and what you shouldn't. This backdrop, PS, makes my teeth look so yellow. It's literally since I got this backdrop, but don't worry, because I actually have a video. It won't be soon. It's a product that I just ordered, which I know works really great because I've used it before. So I have to wait for it to come in, and then we're gonna test it out, and it's gonna take more than just like a day. But I will be having a tooth whitening video coming up in the future. So like, don't bother tell me how yellow my teeth are. I already know that they look disgusting. But if I had to rate this out of 10, I would probably give it, this makes me so sad, I would probably give it a 3 or a 4, just because the experience of it. And the 3 or the 4 is because it just simply didn't perform and didn't do what I needed it to. So I hope that was helpful for you guys today. So you guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Please make sure to subscribe to my channel. When you do, make sure you click the all bell button so that you're notified every time I upload a new video. And please give this video a thumbs up. It really helps me out with the algorithm and telling YouTube that my video is good content. And please leave a comment below of what you want to see, what you loved, anything. Just leave that comment below and I will catch you guys on the next video. I love you all so much. Click the all bell